guys, it's Reagan and welcome to the start of another reading vlog. It's Monday evening and it's November 1st and basically I'm already in the holiday spirit. But without further ado, let's talk about the two books that are on my TBR for this video. So I am going to be splitting my time between two books. The first is The Great Hunt by Robert Jordan, which is of course book 2, Will It Focus, of The Wheel of Time. I read the first Wheel of Time book last month. Honestly, really enjoyed it. I thought it was really fun, kind of straightforward, and I'm looking forward to seeing where and how the story will continue to expand. In the second one, I've read all of 30 pages, so I don't know. I'm hoping to read about 50% of this over the next few days. I also got the audiobook to listen to as well, as I've heard really good things about it. So I thought, hey, you know what? Let's try it out. And then the second book that's on my TBR is Under the Whispering Door by TJ Cloon, which honestly, I'm really looking forward to picking up. I feel like it's going to make me sob. But this is said to be charming and emotional. It basically follows a man who's recently passed away and he's kind of in the space between life and death, and he's in this tea shop, and there the tea shop owner basically gives him one more week to live more of his life, and I think they do it together. I don't know, it just sounds like it's gonna be great. I love TJ Kloon's writing, so I've been looking forward to this book. So these are the two books I hope to read, at least partially both of them, but we'll see how far I get this week. So yeah, welcome to the vlog. Hi friends, future editing Reagan popping in here just to quickly say I do not read Under the Whispering Door. I only read The Great Hunt. I get very invested and this vlog is 100% a Great Hunt vlog. So enjoy that and also enjoy my angst as I try to decide if I should put the book down or not. Because obviously, in the future I know I didn't, but at the time I was still going back and forth. Anyway, enjoy. But as it stands right now, I'm gonna go sit and do some reading of The Great Hunt. Again, I'm only 30 pages in. I'm gonna try to read page 300 or so this week. Another task for this week is prepping my apartment for Christmas. I've decided I'm decorating for Christmas early, so I'm gonna work on taking down and putting away and cleaning the apartment for all the fall decor, and then next week it's Christmas time. But right now, reading time. We're in the kitchen. I've started dinner, some rice cooking over there. We're making steak tacos tonight. Gonna cut up some veggies. I got my favorite thing in the entire world, which is the fresh tortillas from HEB. I could eat 15 of these a day. They're so good. So of course we're making tacos. So I'm gonna get to chopping. Veggies are cooked, and now I'm cooking my just marinated flank steak, skirt steak. And I'm also cooking some beans, which I also seasoned with basically the same stuff I've been putting on everything else. And then my rice is cooking. Hopefully everything will be done in about T-minus 8-ish minutes. And now it's just all about assembly. So, bon appetit. Gang's all here and we're gonna watch some Succession. We're on episode 2, the new season. So, time to enjoy. All right, we have retreated. I'm gonna read more of this. I'm sorry I haven't done a reading check-in, but I have read just about 50 pages. And honestly, I'm liking it so far. Rand is being extra, what's the word? How would I describe Rand? He's just confused. He doesn't know how he got here, and he really wishes for pretty much any other outcome than he's currently experiencing. So the poor guy is just stressed. He's very stressed, but I'm curious to see where this is going to take off. I feel like we're getting a lot more kind of political purview, which I'm excited about. So reading time. Hi friends, good morning, happy Tuesday. I'm up and dressed and just kind of been doing some things off my to-do list, but I wanted to take a moment and talk about The Great Hunt because I have passed the 100-page mark of this book. And honestly, I'm really liking it. I read everyone's comments on my last Wheel of Time reading vlog, and a lot of people mentioned that if I liked the first one, then I should likely like books 2 and 3 even more, and that's definitely the case. I just love Rand, Matt, and Perrin. Like, they're just so dopey. Like, Rand is going through it right now, and I just really appreciate him as a main character. But more context, so this book opens up pretty much shortly after the events of the first one, and a lot of the first one is kind of introducing us to the world and the characters, and also the concept that the Dark One's power is rising again, and this person, this force, is kind of rallying its allies, continuing to push its influence to be able to create the devastation and the conflict that it's looking for. Part of what it wants is to be able to locate the dragon, which is always a male sorcerer that kind of comes to power during the same time as the Dark One. And basically all of these boys go on a quest, leaving their small town because one of them might be the Dragon Reborn. So we enter the second book off the tail end of all of that context. Immediately right away, one of the things I like about this book is I feel like because we already have obviously a bit of setup, we're having a lot more insight into some of the larger political movings, more immediate exposure to some of the other evil players and other just general players kind of at the table, which I like, because obviously we know Trollocs are bad, we know the Dark One's bad, we know the Fade are bad, but obviously there are some servants to the Dark One that, you know, are human. We don't know who they are at all, but we kind of see some of their workings behind the scenes, which is just creating a lot of cool tension, which I like. As well as in the first 100 pages, you learn a lot more about the Aes Sedai. Hopefully I'm saying that right. And they are the magic wielders in this world and are able to access the one true power, which is this power source. And again, they're all women, and they basically have been powerful for obvious reasons for thousands of years, but there's also been a lot of suspicion around them because they're women with, you know, power that tends to happen in these sort of magical, fantastical settings. But with the rise of the Dark One again, there also seems to be a bit of schism in power within their organization, which is very unusual, and we're kind of seeing a lot of these conversations play out with one of my favorite characters, Moraine. So all this is to say, I just feel like right off the bat, only 100 pages in, there just seems to be more immediate kind of conflict and political conversations. I think we're about to head out on a new quest, which I'm looking forward to, but I just feel like we're already slowly just getting more context into this world, which I like. Rand, Perrin, Matt, our goofy trio of young boys from this town, just trying to make it through the day. We got Moraine, our powerful magical sorceress, who is honestly so cool and very secretive. And then we have the Wisdom and Egwene, whom I also love too, who are just two young women kind of coming into their power and are kind of being introduced to the one power for the first time. All these characters, big fan of, looking forward to seeing more of the world and also meeting more people with this read. But so far, The Great Hunt has pulled me in. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. It was time for a sandwich, so a sandwich was made. I just wanted to show off this toy. Oh, I guess I won't be able to. Matilda, can I see the toy? I wanted to show everyone your new toy. It's a stack of cash. Here it is. You're rich, Millie. And you also already put a hole in it, so we have to take out all the stuffing, otherwise you'll eat it. Time for some coffee, and I'm gonna put on The Great Hunt audiobook, which I'm really looking forward to. I feel like the style in which Robert Jordan writes will fit nicely to an audiobook. I feel like it'll be very enjoyable to listen to while I get some things done around here. And Matilda has already joined me in the office, so here we go. I finished up work and I have just been playing Breath of the Wild. I mean, look at this ambiance. Look at those trees. This is the most foliage I've seen with my eyes this year, and it just happens to be virtual. But while I've been playing, I've also been listening to more of my audiobook. I listened to it while I worked and then kept listening to it whilst I played, and let's chat about it. So with listening to the audiobook, I've actually passed the 200-page mark of The Great Hunt, which I'm pleased with. First and foremost, I do want to say I'm enjoying the audiobook quite a bit. It has two narrators, which I think is cool. There's a male and female voice depending on like which quest line you're following and which characters you're following, which I just think makes it really engaging. And the narrators themselves, I think, do a great job of having like different voices to distinguish between different characters, because there are a lot of characters within this story, so I feel like they do a good job creating dynamic scenes when you're listening to the dialogue. This is actually one of the first like true fantasy novels I've listened to on audiobook, and I think it's working out pretty well. And I actually enjoy listening to it quite a bit. It's a very classic story, as I've mentioned, so it feels like a story you kind of want to sit and just ponder and listen to like around a campfire or while playing Breath of the Wild, as I've been doing. And again, with being 200 pages in, continuing to like the story, and we're kind of back on a quest line with this book, which I think is great. There's two different kind of journeys that are happening within the story so far. First, we're following Rand, Perrin, Matt, and a group of people kind of traveling together to try to find this magical, mythical, great horn. And this particular horn can be used to call back the heroes of like legend, and it has been stolen and they need to get it back from evil hands to basically hopefully help continue their fight against the Dark One. I think it's interesting, particularly because obviously the first book was also a quest story, but in the first one they're being chased, and now they're kind of doing the chasing. Obviously it's still very dangerous, but I guess you just see different dynamics of the fantasy world because they're kind of on the other end of the journey itself. But my favorite, oh, Matilda's making her way. But I would say my favorite storyline is the other quest, which we follow Egwene, Nynaeve, and Moraine, and all the other like women magic users as they're all traveling back to their seat of power. And I just find this particular storyline interesting because obviously with Egwene and Nynaeve, you're learning more about how the power itself works because they're getting trained directly in its use. But also you're getting much more insight into the politics of the Air Sarde. Hopefully I'm saying that right. And these are those powerful women magic users, and they just have a lot of control within like different kingdom politics just across the board. So I think it's just really cool to kind of see larger stakes politics being discussed, and just the, again, the power dynamic that's happening between the different groups within the tower itself is super cool. And I will say Nynaeve is officially my favorite character. Moraine I love as well, she's definitely up there, but Nynaeve is just hilarious. Like, I love all of her scenes, I love all of her dialogue, I love her angst. I just, half the things she says like literally makes me laugh out loud. I just think she is such a kind of a breath of fresh air in the story itself, and I just really enjoy her in general, and I want more of her. Can't wait for it. I just think she is fantastic, and it's also just making me excited about the show because I'm excited to see Nynaeve like on screen, you know. But yeah, I'm making my way. I'm about a third of the way through this book now, which is great. My goal, I think, is to get to the 300-page mark before I switch books, but we'll see. Maybe I'll read more of this because honestly I'm really enjoying the journey, and I'm really liking the audiobook, which makes reading it honestly kind of breezy. But yeah, I'm gonna get back to Breath of the Wild, hang out with Matilda a bit more, and then I'm gonna cook dinner and hang out with Clay. A very chill evening is occurring here tonight. I did it, it's a no bones day, and I just did not want to move. I did my work, so that is where we are. Time to get back to what I was doing. Gotta go press play, bye. Round two of the same dinner, but I don't have to make the rice tonight because I have so much leftover rice. But just going to whip all this up now and enjoy. I also have the World Series on, which I think this is the first game of the World Series I've watched. But you know, sometimes it's fun to just check out the very end. And taco night round two is ready. I have become predictable. I moved my Switch into the bedroom. Matilda and I are here relaxing. It just started raining, and I'm gonna listen to more of my Wheel of Time audiobook. Cozy. Hello friends, good morning. I am in very comfortable attire because it is pouring down rain today, and it's gonna be raining all day. So I decided to just be as cozy as possible. In other news, I did read to page 250 of The Great Hunt last night, and I'm really liking it. That's a general summary. I plan again to read to a page at least 300, and then I may switch books, but honestly, The Great Hunt has really drawn me in. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I do have to get some work done. Matilda's here. I'm gonna get her a cozy blanket to lay on, and we're gonna get productive. Given the weather, I decided to make a comfort bowl of oatmeal using oat milk and brown sugar. Should be delicious. Guys, I have finished up work for today, and I also have officially passed the 300-page mark of The Great Hunt, and it's so good right now. I just read a chapter about Ninave and some magical trials she went through, and just learning more about the White Tower and the magical tradition of the world is just too good. Any chapter following anything to do with the magic wielders, I'm just in general obsessed with, but now I'm kind of needing to figure out if I'm going to keep reading The Great Hunt or pivot to my other book that I'm supposed to read for this vlog, but I'm just like very invested. And I'm like, do I just try to read The Great Hunt in its entirety instead of switching? I don't know. I don't know what to do, but we'll see. I am about to actually start making dinner now, so I'm gonna put off that decision until later. But for now, I just wanted to tell you I've read 300 pages of The Great Hunt, and I will say I'm definitely liking this book more than book one, but like in a way that feels logical. Like the story is just building on itself. You're getting more world building, you're getting more insight, you're just getting more context to how things are working, and starting to see like a larger issue outside of this singular quest following Rand and a group of people just like trying to survive. But it makes sense that it needed that foundation to kind of build off of, and the characters too, you just get more attached to the more time you spend with them. Hello, Millie. And I am so attached to everyone too. Like, a lot of this book feels like very wholesome to me. Like, don't get me wrong, it's dark and it's intense in some aspects of the story, but something about it feels like very comforting to read. I think it's kind of its writing style, and in some ways how traditional it is. It just feels very whole. Like, I just love walking into the story, you know? It's just really fun, and I'm just excited to go on this journey, you know? And we're already on a journey. We're on another quest. So many quests happening. But yeah, past the 300-page mark. I have 277 pages left of this book or something along those lines. And that's that. Just wanted to tell you I finished up work, and now I'm at a crossroads, much like many characters in this story themselves are. So we'll see what I do. Anyway, I'm gonna make dinner now, which is chicken piccata. All right, just been prepping, so cooking is fast and easy. Dredged my chicken in flour, seasoned with salt and pepper. I have my butter, garlic, and shallot ready to go. This is my chicken stock, lemon juice, caper mixture to deglaze my pan later. And then over here, my broccolini is hanging out, which is just olive oil, salt, pepper, and some fresh garlic, which will roast in the oven. And then my potatoes are already cooking. The chicken and the broccoli take like 15 minutes, so I'm just trying to give my potatoes a bit of a head start. And then we'll get everything going. And dinner is done. So, gonna enjoy. Clay and I only watch quality television in this household. Hi everyone. I'm dressed, and I wanted to document it because I'm about to put a onesie on, but I first wanted to show you that I did actually get dressed today, Thursday 1st. I have just been doing my work, doing my to-dos, and Matilda is there, but I have officially decided to make this vlog a Great Hunt reading vlog, and I'm sure I'll edit something in the beginning that you guys knew that all along, but President Reagan had no idea. But I just can't let The Great Hunt go. I don't want to put it down. I want to keep reading it. I want to see how it ends. It's just completely captured me. And I'm also just loving listening to the audiobook. I'm just finding the experience relaxing but totally engrossing. So I thought, let's just run with it. Let's embrace it. And I'll read the other book that I was going to read for this vlog next week, and I'll vlog about it then, and it'll be great, and I'm sure I'll sob my eyes out. But for now, we're embracing the Great Hunt. We're embracing this Wheel of Time reading experience, and I'm gonna be more excited about it. I have my faux fireplace on. But now I'm gonna go put my onesie on. Just wanted to introduce Thursday with that grand announcement because it's all happening. Back in my natural state. Time to go read the Great Hunt. Also trying to use up the rest of my fall candles. Not only do they just smell incredible, this is a pumpkin cinnamon roll candle, but I have Christmas candles on the way. So it's priority. We gotta get these ones going. TV ambiance is at an all-time high. I'm about to do a reading update because, friends, I'm almost to the 400-page mark of The Great Hunt. So, as I've been saying ad nauseum, really enjoying this book. And honestly, similar to the first book, I would say we have kind of gone out on this quest. Initially, everyone is sort of together, and then we kind of watch as they separate and kind of go on their own journeys. But as you would expect with the Wheel of Time, all of their fates and plot lines are still very much interconnected. They're just kind of doing their own thing separately, which honestly I like, not only because we get to live in different points of views, but also kind of gives us more locations to learn more about, more characters, all of those things. I've said at length that my favorite chapters are the ones that follow the Aes Sedai. I just love Egwene and I love Nanabe, and I'm just excited to see like where their journeys take them, because I just feel like they're both kind of destined for greatness in their own way. And through their chapters too, we're learning more about the magic, as I keep saying, and now that they've arrived at the White Tower, we're almost kind of being in like a magic school setting. There's trials and just like learning more history and context to how the magic works. It's just super cool, and it's always some of my favorite parts of like fantasy stories, the magical world building, and I just love it. I also just love their characters. I love how they interact with other people. They're just my favorite characters, so I just really enjoy reading about them. And then obviously we have Rand. Oh, Rand. Rand is like lovable in his cluelessness. He just wants to be a shepherd. He keeps telling everyone he's a shepherd, but nobody believes him. And just kind of seeing him fumble his way through some of the most perilous situations is both charming and frustrating. Rand somehow successfully walks the line of being a very likable character who continuously does incredibly dumb stuff. I'm like, my dude, girls aren't that confusing. Like, you should be a little suspicious here, my man. I don't know, all of his like stuff about honor and stuff, it's just funny, and I just find him to be very endearing for his naivete, let's say. And then obviously we have Perrin and Mat, who are on their own little quest as well. And Perrin specifically, one, I already loved him. I loved him in the first book. I love how quiet and thoughtful he is, and I just really enjoy his kind of vibe within the mix of everyone else. But he himself has kind of encountered his own specific ability, and kind of seeing him have to confront the decision to pursue it or not pursue it, I think is cool. And also in this world, like any magic that is associated with men is sort of considered evil, due to, you know, the lengthy history of men doing evil stuff with magic. So I feel like that as an added layer with Perrin's specific storyline is interesting, obviously with Rand's too, but I'm just loving it. I love that we're now on a 3-pronged quest, kind of what we got in the first book, but it just feels like really comforting to read. I'm curious where it's going to go. I feel like our characters have to meet up again at some point, so we'll see how that is. I also kind of love that Moraine sort of feels like the puppet master. Like nobody wants to trust her, but like I trust her. So we'll just see how that all plays out. But I'm definitely making good progress, just under the 400-page mark. It's about 570 pages, I want to say. So I'm definitely gonna read more of it tonight and then finish it tomorrow is the plan. But just wanted to give you an update. I think I'm gonna watch some football tonight. I'm looking forward to the matchup. And I think I'm gonna take it easy too in terms of like dinner and stuff. I think I'm gonna pull out one of my emergency boxes of mac and cheese. But anywho, that's all I got for you. Just wanted to give you a bit of an update. Mac and cheese done. And we have some football on. We've got Matilda. We're just hanging out. All right, Matilda and I were watching 90 Day Fiancé. Hello, Millie. But Clay's in there playing video games. But now I'm gonna go lay in bed and do more reading. I honestly cannot wait to fall back into this world, get a good night's sleep, and then tackle Friday with all of the best energy. But yes, it's time for reading. I love the spines of these books. I find them to be, I don't know, really nice. Like simple to the point, but effective, you know? Anyway, time to read. Good morning / afternoon, friends. I'm up and dressed and getting a bit more work done, but after that I'm gonna sit down and finish The Great Hunt. I only have about 100 pages of this book left. I read a good chunk of it last night, and to try to prevent sounding like a broken record, I'm gonna keep this brief and then I'll wrap up the whole thing once I finish it. But all in all, I'll say liking this book more than the first one. I do feel like Robert Jordan does this thing where he has moments in the story that are like, whoa, that's so interesting, so unique. Hold me in, Robert, like tell me more. There are some side chapters that follow kind of main quest characters. Not only introduce us to like new governments, but also like new motivations at play, and also just kind of hint to this larger wheel, this larger pattern. Like there's going to be a lot more governments and lands and people involved, like in whatever is going to go down in the rest of the books, and some of these chapters kind of hint to that and are really interesting. And also I love when there's any type of reference to past technology, past lands. It's just really fascinating to see what has been lost, also how the current world has evolved from that loss. I always just love like hints to past stuff, which I feel like this book does really well. That being said, I do feel like this book has some of the same issues I had with the first one. Don't get me wrong, I'm still really enjoying it and I really appreciate the story and like how classic and fun it is. But I feel like on the one hand, Robert Jordan will have like a super unique moment that I find really engrossing and interesting. Particularly there was one moment where Rand had all of these flickers of possible like other existences, which I thought was just like a really fascinating and cool scene. And I love when Robert Jordan plays with time as well. I just think it obviously fits with the Wheel of Time situation. But then sometimes I feel like characters and plot lines will just like conveniently come together, or with like 4 months later we just moved him over here and now guess what, all those other characters also just appeared. Isn't that great? And I think on the one hand you could argue that it's like the Wheel of Time, like fate is always gonna bring these people together like no matter what happens. But it is a little funny when we're kind of in the end plot, like the final rising action, and boom, everyone's together again, just like that. Super convenient. Isn't that great? Which I kind of just feel like happens a bit. And I do often find his endings to feel like a little bit rushed. I feel like we have so much time when the lead up, and I always really enjoy all that time. And then the ending is like, boom, it's over. This huge thing was revealed, but it's just, we're just gonna spend like 1 page talking about it. That happened a bit in The Wheel of Time, or The Eye of the World. I can't say obviously for certain it's gonna happen at the end of The Great Hunt because I haven't finished The Great Hunt yet. But I'm a little concerned it's gonna happen just based on how quickly he was able to maneuver everyone back from their separate quests, like back together again. I think that's like my one major qualm with these books, is that sometimes things just like happen. But I'm still really liking it. I'm gonna finish the book today after I wrap up my work, but I just wanted to check in, say hi, and let you know what I'm thinking. And again, it's mostly all positive. I'm really enjoying it. It feels like very wholesome to be in the Wheel of Time. I feel like it's a perfect winter read. I just want to be cozy and read these books. So I'm trying to live that out. Live, laugh, love that out. So also, why does everyone have a crush on Rand? He can't be that great. Ladies, can we talk about it? I think that's a little funny too. Outside of that though, I've got to get some work done. So I will chat with you guys once I finish. I think I'm gonna listen to the last 100 pages, but we'll see. Sub 50 degrees in Texas means soup. A much needed second cup of coffee for today. Honestly, I don't know where I'd be without this Ember mug. It's the greatest gift Clay has ever gotten me. And the only bad thing is that it stains. There's a paper towel remnant in here. I guess I'll wash it out again, but it does stain. So if I would do anything again, I just want to get the white. I'd get like the black, because I just drink black coffee. Anyway, this is now turned into an Ember review. And I am going to finish. I actually don't know why my book is on the ground, but I'm gonna go sit and finish this right now. Also, I got myself a snack to enjoy whilst reading. I'm actually going to play Breath of the Wild, eat Cheetos, and listen to the last 100 pages of The Great Hunt right now. And it's gonna be a great time. So that is where I'll be sitting for the next 2 hours. Making fantastic progress. I'm almost done with chapter 42, just 8 chapters left. And look at that. She got another heart container. Love that for me. Anyway, just, you know, doing my thing. But I'm really liking this book. So much is happening too. Wow. Especially in Egwene's Nainave and just everything to do with the tower chapters. Things are going down. Hi guys, it's Reagan and welcome to the end of the vlog, not the next day. I actually got a pretty bad cold after I finished The Dragon Reborn and took a few days off, but now I'm ready to pop in and tell ya everything I thought about this book. I really enjoyed it. I felt like it was a logical, nice expansion to this fantasy world in series. Obviously the first one was really focused on introducing us to the world and the characters, and in this one I felt like we got a lot more time spent with the characters in the way that they kind of are beginning to grow on us, and we've got a lot more information about the magic system and different political structures as it relates to the magic users, but also some other kingdom-based politics as well. We got to see growth in the characters, not only in their own personal skills, but also just having them confront more obstacles and kind of moral questions that they have to ponder over. Friendship, adventure, as I mentioned multiple times in this vlog, which I liked. I will say, like the first one, I feel the ending was a bit rushed and I felt like things sort of conveniently wrapped up at the end. That being said, I still really enjoyed the journey. Egwene and Nainave are by far and away my favorite characters, and I'm just really looking forward to see how this book continues to evolve. I find it so comforting to read. It's just so classic. Like, I don't know, it feels, as someone who just loves reading fantasy and has read a lot of fantasy, it just feels like kind of straightforward in its approach to fantasy in a way that I really enjoyed. Like, it's just, you know, it's full of all the tropes we know and love, and that's why it's so much fun. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog, and I will see you soon with another one soon. Goodbye!